everyone, it's me again, it's the Red Cassette, and in today's video what we're going to be looking at is the newly released Sheffield United away shirt for the 2021-22 season, which seems a bit mental because it only seems like yesterday that it was 2016 and Wilder was having his first game in charge at Bolton. But here we are, new manager, new kit, new division. Let's have a look at it. So first of all, what we've got to do is obviously it's the obligatory release video, which was a particularly atmospheric affair. It was all in black and white, or well, sort of grey-scale up until the very last second when the shirt was released sort of in a colour picture, despite the fact that this season we're going to be having a grey away kit. Very controversial, but I think it looks very, very nice. So let's get in to looking at the shirt itself. So let's go through the shirt from top to bottom. So what you've got is, overall it's a grey shirt. You've got white-ish stripes along the shoulders. Obviously this isn't the shirt because it's not out yet. This is a goalkeeper's kit from last season. It was on sale. I just thought, oh, sod it, long sleeves, we'll get one. But yeah, so it's got whitish stripes along the shoulders. The collar itself is very, very, very similar to the 18-19 away shirt in that, I'll produce it here. If you look closely, you can see that the collar is very, very similar. The only difference is this is obviously red and white, whereas the one on the new shirt, it's grey and white. So the white is the accent colour, let's say. And you'll see that throughout the kit. I'm not sure whether it is white or whether it's sort of like a greyish white. It's a very light grey. I've actually seen the kit in person. They've got it on a mannequin in the club shop, as you can see here. And as you can see, yeah, it is a grey, but it's also quite white in certain lights. So we'll have to see how that plays out. When the players actually had it on, it did look like more of a grey, because obviously this kit was played in during the Europa Point game, which is obviously clear why they released it on Friday, ahead of the home shirt, which usually comes out first. So that's clear to see why they did that. But yeah, it's a bit of an interesting colour. I think it's one of those that changes no matter the light that it's exposed to. So then moving down the shirt to the chest region, obviously we've got the Blades badge, which on this shirt is actually in black and white. So it's a lot like the last season's third shirt, in that the badge isn't going to be in the standard red and white colours. It's actually in the colours of the shirt, if that makes sense. Which again is somewhat reminiscent. I don't know what I'm saying again because I've not actually mentioned it thus far this video, but obviously we've got a shirt with a sash on it. This shirt's got a sash on it. It was the last shirt to have a sash on it. There's some reminiscence in the badge here, which I'll go into in further detail later on. The badge is the same colours as obviously the rest of the shirt, because in those days we were going through an era where the badge wasn't in the circle, it was in a shield, it was on its own, you know, there weren't the standard round badge. Two swords, Sheffield United around the edge. We were in an age of being a bit weird with the badges. But yeah, I really like that idea. I'm glad we did it. I wish we'd have done it with the pink away shirt last season, where we'd have had, because I always think the red on the pink looked a bit dodgy. But yeah, so that's good to see that we've got that again. Then obviously we've got this quite large white sponsor. It is quite big. I've seen people say really could do with being a bit smaller. Now there were leaks of this shirt that came with the USG logo on it, which to be honest I think looked a lot better. Obviously USG aren't our sponsor anymore, so that's by the by, but it did look nicer and it looked a little bit smaller. I think that's the main thing. Often with kits, I've noticed, looking at other kit releases as well from other clubs, sponsors tend to be the thing that lets the shirt down. you know, it stops a good shirt from being truly great is sometimes the sponsor. Although I think that I'm glad that they've chosen to have the sponsor in white rather than in, say, green, like the Randox logo actually is in sort of like all their other branding, if that makes sense. So that's nice. Then we'll move on to the sleeves. Now, the sleeves are somewhat reminiscent of the sleeves on this shirt here. It's the 1920 home shirt. If you look, the sleeves on this have these cuffs, if that makes sense. And on the new shirt, they're basically reversed. So it's like the white bit is on here is grey on the away shirt, and the accent colour is the white, much like on the shoulders as well. So that's interesting. Obviously, you know, with Adidas, they take templates from different shirts, move them around, stick them on different shirts. So that's interesting to see. So now we'll go on to the overriding design motif of the shirt. It's the shadow sash, is what I'm going to call it. The reason why I call it a shadow sash is because it's older. It's sort of like 80s kits had shadow stripes. The away shirt from the mid 1980s, the yellow one, that had shadow stripes in it, and this is somewhat like that in that it's not its own colour. It's a similar shade. Well, it's the same colour, just a different shade, sorry, as the rest of the shirt. Unlike this one, obviously, you know, you've got a blue shirt here, and then you've got the turquoise and purple sash. That's not the case with this away shirt, which I really like. However, what it does mean is that from a distance, you can't actually really notice the sash, but up close you can see it, and it does have a bit of a greenish khaki tint to it. Obviously, I don't know whether that's intentional or whether that's just the fact that they've used a dye that's got a green base to it or something. But yeah, it's clear to see it has got a little bit of a greenish tint, although you really can't see the sash from distance. For example, in the Europa point game, you know, the sash was difficult to see. It looked more like just a black kit, which I quite like. It is again. I keep drawing parallels between this shirt and the new one, but this shirt it tended to just look sort of black from a distance, or at least obviously I never saw anyone playing the flesh in this one because I was, you know, this is long before I was born. This is good, you know, 9 or 10 years before I was born. Obviously, I'm watching it back on videos. For example, you know, you've got the Liverpool game. The sash and stuff is difficult to see, and it just looks more like a dark shirt. So there's, again, another parallel there. And then we'll go around the back, which is where I think is the classiest touch. The badge in a shield. And I'm going to get this shirt out again. I think you know which shirt I'm getting out, but badge in a shield. The shield is the same. It's the same shield pretty much. It's on the back of the shirt this time. It's got obviously the two swords, but it says blades at the top, which is always a bonus for me because I absolutely love it when we have blades on the back of our shirts. I think it's classy and it's really good. It's a bit of a tradition. I really like that. The fact it's also with the badge in the shield. At first I saw that and I got really excited because I thought it was going to be the badge on the front, but alas no. But still, it looks great. It's a nice little design motif. I noticed Leeds and Fulham had a similar sort of thing last season on their home shirts, in that I think Leeds had a Yorkshire Rose and Fulham had like something to do with Fulham, I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, they both had little design motifs, which I was a little bit jealous that we didn't have, because obviously last season's home shirt and away shirts, they didn't really have anything particularly bespoke about them, but this is particularly nice. It's just a nice touch. Then we'll move down onto the shorts and the socks. To be honest, there's not much I can say here other than it's basically a continuation of the design of the shirt, in the base colour is the same on the socks and the shorts, with the sort of your greyish white stripes, and then on the shorts the badge is the same as on the shirt. So overall, what I think, the shirt is very reminiscent of obviously the 93-94 away shirt from the Premier League season, down to obviously, you know, you've got the sash is the obvious thing, this little shield on the back, the fact it's sort of a darkish colour. all these things, you know, it is somewhat reminiscent. Whether the blokes at Adidas that designed it thought of that, I can't imagine, to be fair, because obviously this shirt was made by Umbro, and we've got Adidas now, so I don't know whether it's just a coincidence. It probably is, to be fair, but it's still very, very nice. And overall, it's a safe shirt. It's not like a fluorescent green one like this. It's you know, it's not got some interesting like mottled, spotty design like this one. But it's a very classy shirt. It's very nice overall. And then if we look on Twitter, there was, you know, a few people. Obviously, I put a tweet out. I don't know if you saw it. If you did and you replied, you might be about to see your own tweet played back to you. But some people said it's, you know, it's the best black away kit we've ever had. Some people said it reminded them of this shirt, the 18-19 away, and I replied to that saying, yep, it's got the same colour. It is similar. It's, to be honest, it's probably a very similar template. However, the stripes are obviously down the sides on this one, whereas on the new one they're across the shoulders. And then others said that the sponsor was a bit big, which I sort of agree with. I feel like we've been lucky the last 2 seasons with USG. They've not got a particularly large sponsor, and it seems to fit nicely with obviously the colours of our shirts, because it's red and white, and it actually works really well on fluorescent green, which is why I really like this shirt. So yeah, overall we've got a really, really classy away shirt for next year. I'm hoping to be getting to an away game next year, so I might be able to see it in the flesh being played, which I really hope I will be able to, although knowing my luck, I'll turn up and they'll turn up in the home shirt. It's a really classy shirt. We've got a really good shirt for next season. I'm really excited about it, as I've just said. It's got Billy Sharp's seal of approval, as you can see in the behind the scenes video.
Best away kit in United's history. Heard it here first. Comfort, look.
But yeah, once again, the social media team have really knocked it out of the park with the shirt release. They always do a great job. You can tell this video has probably been a little bit more rushed than last season's, because they've had to get it out quick, and because they probably filmed it, you know, the day before we went away to Spain. So yeah, it's all been filmed around the club. There was probably, I think there's bits filmed up near the international bar and bits filmed behind the stands and stuff. So obviously you can see that this one's not been as big. Maybe they've not spent as much money on it, because obviously it's a Championship shirt now, not a Premier League one, which is quite sad. But there we are. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one very soon for the home shirt. So, other than that, see you in a bit.